Dragon Ball Kakumei ended last month with Vegeta being dealt out some serious disrespect at the hands, or I guess feet, of Amaran after being impaled by his hook and chain and plastered up against a cliffside. Amaran had really taken things up a notch in chapter 27 after learning about the defeats of both Dula and Salaga, so he began an all-out rampage on all of the Saiyans. Vegeta, not having perfected his Ultra Instinct-like transformation yet, wasn't able to completely overwhelm Amaran before becoming exhausted and distracted enough for the tables to turn. Now it seems like things are about to get even worse, with many of the Saiyans having been slaughtered, the remaining completely exhausted from their prior battles, and Vegeta is being mauled for trying to fight all out and protect everyone at the same time. As chapter 28 opens, it seems like the fate of the Saiyans on planet Sadala, as well as King Sadala himself, may be at the hands of the Universe 14 God of Destruction, Amaran. Also, according to Rinko over on Twitter, this arc will be coming to an end after the conclusion of this entire situation with Amaran, so if you guys are excited for the new arc in Dragon Ball Kakumei coming soon, consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with the most entertaining Dragon Ball content. We also got a little bit of stuff coming from the 6th anniversary of Dragon Ball Legends here, but without further ado, let's hop right into chapter 28 of Dragon Ball Kakumei. So Vegeta is already running low on HP as chapter 28 of Dragon Ball Kakumei begins with him having a foot still firmly on the back of his head. Aren't all those bandages enough? You want me to add some medical dressing too? Caulifla calls out, trying to get Amaran's attention, calling him a coward and telling him to attack people who are still fit to fight. Amaran simply looks up and then continues speaking to Vegeta, saying, "You really surprised me. But as I've seen, this victory was mine all along." "Shut your mouth," Vegeta barks back at him, telling Amaran he'll get his soon enough. Next, Amaran lands a solid kick across Vegeta's face, toying with him until Vegeta falls to his knees, but then turns his attention away to someone else, saying it would be so easy for him to kill Vegeta right now, but then he starts approaching Caulifla. "Observe, Vegeta. I'll take your henchman like you took mine," Amaran says, intending to eliminate the rest of the Saiyans while Vegeta is helpless to watch. Vegeta begs him to keep his focus on him as an opponent, but Amaran mocks him for not even being able to fight anymore, so what hope does he have to save anyone? King Sadala and the rest of the warriors remaining spring into action, with him commanding anyone still able to fight to protect Sadala to the death. So with a decently sizable amount of Saiyan warriors left, including CABBA, Caulifla, and Admiral Fennel, they head to the front line and all proceed to transform into Super Saiyan. You would never understand. Even at death's door, Saiyans will keep on fighting. That's the pride of our people, King Sadala declares, with Vegeta finally getting back to his feet. "Well, what an honor," Amaran replies with this sadistic smile on his face. "I can't wait." And one thing I do want to point out here is that even this aura around Amaran has gotten far more sinister in the past few minutes. Like, he's just exuding evil now. He's all for the slaughter just by the look on his face, and while the Saiyans all seem prepared to die for Sadala, Vegeta begs them to run, knowing they have absolutely no chance to compare to Amaran's power. CABBA has to seemingly remind Vegeta, though, as he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2, that this is their home, so they don't plan on backing down or going anywhere. Vegeta pleads and tries to warn them that they're no match for Amaran and only death awaits them, but CABBA roars back, telling Vegeta that if that's the case, then they should hurry up and just get it over with, tears in his eyes now, as he has to almost remind Vegeta what true Saiyan pride is, no matter how futile it may seem. Amaran takes off, charging at the Saiyans, and within an instant is right in CABBA's face. CABBA freezes in place, whether it be from fear or anger, almost like time itself stopped momentarily, but this is when Amaran produces his scythe once again and launches it at the helpless Saiyan. Fortunately, Admiral Lyric is there and able to react in time quick enough to shove CABBA out of the way, but the scythe pierces his own forearm and slices off one of his hands. He calls out for Caulifla to come in and deliver her attack now that Amaran seems to be somewhat held in place, but this gruesome sicko just rips the scythe back, tearing the Saiyan's forearm from the elbow down, just straight down the middle. CABBA and Caulifla stop mid-flight in the air as Amaran brings his chain back around, and they look for another opening through the God of Destruction's defense. CABBA tries to fly in for a kick, but Amaran easily ducks out of the way and then hits CABBA in the gut with an elbow, causing him to cough up blood. From his left, Caulifla begins firing ki blasts that Amaran easily blocks with his other arm. He brings the scythe back around through the smoke and debris, and on the other side, slices an arm off of Admiral Ruba this time now. But Amaran's next attack would be his most devastating. It was so severe that it literally tears through the entire army of Saiyans, mutilating almost all of them in the process. This is the moment in time where CABBA makes a fatal mistake. He begins to lose full control of his emotions and starts to charge directly at Amaran in a fierce blind rage. Vegeta and Caulifla, with tears in her eyes, yell out for him to stop, but Caulifla is going with a full head of steam, prepared to throw his life away. Amaran would use his power to stunt CABBA in his attack, but the Saiyan just keeps charging forward, and through just fierce determination and overwhelming strength, seems like he's able to land somewhat of a hit on Amaran, but CABBA, foolishly letting his guard down, is wide open now and defenseless to an attack coming from a blind spot. As Amaran's hook and chain makes his way back around to his master, King Sadala yells out, telling CABBA to get out of there, but by the time he turns around, it's too late. This is easily one of, if not the most gruesome ends I've seen a Saiyan experience, as Amaran calls CABBA nothing but a poor, reckless Saiyan. To everyone's shock, well, to the shock of everyone still conscious at least, but especially to the dismay of both Caulifla and Vegeta, CABBA has not only just been impaled through the chest with his heart in Amaran's hand sticking out of his back, but Amaran's scythe has also been lodged directly in CABBA's throat as the very life in his eyes begins to fade away, along with his transformation in the last page of Dragon Ball Kakumei chapter 28. And yes, in yet another chapter, Vegeta was unable to protect his fellow Saiyans from a gruesome destruction in Rampage, but with CABBA now presumably dead, I hope in the coming chapters this isn't going to end up being in vain for him. As CABBA's lifeless body hangs from Amaran's arm, even I'm beginning to lose the little hope I had left for Sadala Saiyans to make it out of this alive. That is going to do it for this one, guys. A pretty somber chapter of Dragon Ball Kakumei this month, with possibly another death before the true war with the angels even begins. Planet Sadala and the Saiyans were brought to their knees by just 3 individuals, and even with only 1 remaining, the odds are still stacked against them. Down below in the comments, let me know what you guys thought of Dragon Ball Kakumei chapter 28, because I'm gonna be honest, at this point, unless Gohan and Jiren show up, or we, find some Pataras around here somewhere, I really don't see how Vegeta and the Saiyans pull this one off. It's got to be a miracle. But once again, if you guys have been enjoying the content, Dragon Ball Kakumei and similar stories alike especially, don't forget to drop a like before we get out of here. And also be sure to follow the creators of Dragon Ball Kakumei as well. All those guys will be linked down below in the pinned comment, so go support them so they can continue making this fire fan manga. But anyways, have a great day, stay safe, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.